Hey, I'm Roland and I'm here at Computex 2017 and we're taking a look at one new device that hasn't really been announced yet. It's been in the rumor mill since February, I think, when a bunch of first pictures leaked of this thing, and it is the ASUS Chromebook Flip C101, in this case C101 PA. This is a 10-inch Chromebook. It's a follow-up to the C100, which was reasonably successful, especially in the US, considering its low price. And this thing has been reworked, it's been redone, and it's much more sophisticated than the old one because this comes in a full aluminum body. It has a full aluminum casing in this case, including a handrest that is made out of aluminum. It's got this brushed look to it. You have a matte cover on the rear of the screen, which is also aluminum. It really feels very, very nice. Super soft materials, and it doesn't attract any fingerprints. This has been on the show floor for close to 3 days now, and it doesn't have any fingerprints, at least any fingerprints that I can see. The bottom is also made out of metal, and it really feels very good. The thing about this device is it is supposed to be the lightest Chromebook yet on the market. It weighs in around 900 grams, which is really super light, and it feels very good. It's also pretty thin. Comes in at 15.6 millimeters. There's nothing bad about that, and you also get a bunch of ports on this. I'll get around to going around the device in a second. Let's just take a quick look from the front first. 10.1 inches, as I said, it runs an IPS panel in this case, so viewing angles are definitely pretty awesome. And yeah, it really looks good. The screen resolution isn't the highest. It's at 1280 by 800, but it's a decent panel, so you don't have any problems with the viewing angles. Also, if you are far enough away, you won't be seeing any pixels. The bezels are pretty wide on this thing, but there's a good reason for that because ASUS is trying to stuff in a maximum size keyboard, which is actually a pretty good keyboard. So if you put it down and start typing on it, there are about 1.5 millimeters in travel, and also it does not flex at all. This thing is super sturdy. So if you can see, there's a little tiny bit where it flexes, but that's only because there's rubber bumpers on the bottom there. But this is really well built. So pricing should be a bit higher on this. I think about 300 US, maybe a little less. Under the hood we have a Rockchip SoC, that's the RK3399, which is the hexacore SoC running 2 ARM Cortex A72 cores at 2 gigahertz and another 4 ARM Cortex A53 cores running at 1.5 gigahertz in this case. Those are combined with 2 or 4 gigabytes of RAM and 16 or 32 gigabytes of flash storage based on eMMC, as usual with those lower-end Chromebooks. Looking at the trackpad, it is reasonably sized. It also reacts very well, so this seems to have either a metal or glass surface. So scrolling is super smooth, and performance really seems very good on this. I'm surprised how good this thing works right now. Coming from a Windows site or using Windows most of the time, I'm actually used to a ton of very bad trackpads. This one is really good on this Chromebook. The reason for the screen bezels is not only that they want to put in this big keyboard, but this thing will also be compatible with Android apps from the Google Play Store. So there's a good reason for that, because you want to use it in tablet mode sometimes, and there's enough room to actually hold the device and play around with whatever apps you will be using. As I said, 15.6 millimeters, and you also get a good amount of ports on this. So you have one USB Type-C port here in the back. There's another one on the front right, plus a 3.5 millimeter headset jack and a USB 3.0 port and a micro SD card slot. So that's pretty well done, ASUS. Also, you can see this diamond cut on the front and on the bottom. Going over to the left, you have the power button placed in the front left, which isn't the most ideal place. So if you carry this around in your backpack, it might get turned on by just being hit when you put the backpack down, and then when you arrive at your destination, the battery might be gone. Those buttons are made out of plastic, but they are actually feeling pretty good. The click point is pretty nice, and especially the power button has a really nice click to it. You might even be able to hear this in this case. They're made out of plastic, not out of aluminum like the rest of the casing. Battery indicator and power indicator, and on the bottom you also get your 2 stereo speakers on this device. Let me try and get the camera to focus right here. And battery-wise, I do not know. All the other devices on the ASUS booth have their battery numbers listed. This one does not. But based on the form factor, I would say it's about a 30 watt-hour battery in this case. Looking at the battery life estimation down here, you can see it's at 100% still, and it has dropped to just under 8 hours now, but I'm running the screen at maximum brightness, and I've been using this device for a little. It started out at around 11 hours, so if you leave it mostly idle, you turn down the screen brightness a bit, you will definitely end up with somewhere around 10 hours of battery life. There's, I don't know about the Wi-Fi on this, but I think there should be a gigabit capable AC Wi-Fi module in here, plus Bluetooth 4.0 at least, depending on if the Rockchip SoC supports this. Pricing wise, my guess would be around $300 US. Also, we have to see about when this will definitely or finally be available in the market. This has just been a very quick look at the ASUS Chromebook C101, PA in this case, here at Computex 2017.